Today we're talking about the perfect morning routine and things that you need to avoid that can screw up your entire day. So for me, the perfect day starts at 5 a.m. I wake up on time, I feel rested, and I'm motivated to start my day. So how do you wake up motivated? Well, the first thing you do not do is commit deadly sin number one, and that's hit the snooze button. You do not want to become someone that develops the habit of hitting the snooze button. That extra 15, 20 minutes, 30 minutes of sleep, it's not going to help you, and you're just going to be late waking up. So my personal hack for waking up motivated, I'm going to break it into 3 parts. First up, my alarm. So I don't use my phone, I use a recorded alarm. And basically it's my own voice telling myself in a 10-second period why I need to jump out of bed, why I'm going to have a great day. I lay out all the things I need to do. Next up, if I don't want to get out, I just simply do a countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. This forces me to jump out of bed. Next up, I've got a glass of water there waiting for me. I down that glass of water because even if I try to go back to sleep, I'm going to have to use the bathroom here in the next few minutes. The next part of the perfect morning routine, I'm selfish. My kids are asleep. My wife is asleep. I can go to the gym and take care of my body. This is the most important asset you have, gentlemen, throughout life. Take care of your body. Now, for me, I want to reduce all friction when going to the gym. So I've got my clothing laid at the end of my bed. I've got backup clothing in my drawers. I've also got a backup set of clothing in my truck. Literally 3 sets of clothing stashed with extra shoes in my truck as well. So when I head off to the gym, I'm not worried about not being able to find something. So I don't use that as an excuse. Now, most mornings I'm getting in a pretty good workout. I do a lot of weightlifting. I do a lot of stretching because of my lower back. I jump into the pool, do a lot of stretching there, and then hit the hot tub, shower, and I head home. So now I'm back home. I go upstairs. I wake up my wife because I want to spend quality time with the woman I love. So every morning, my wife and I, we have coffee and we have a meeting. We go over what needs to get accomplished, what we want to do with the day, and we talk about just some personal things we want to accomplish. We build our relationship. Now, if our kids are not awake, I have to admit, sometimes I put the coffee on hold and I crawl back into bed with my wife. So at this point, I'm happy to say that I've got no performance issues. However, I know that 52% of men at some point in their lives will deal with erectile dysfunction. And in case you don't know, gentlemen, ED is like a check engine light. Oftentimes, there are other things going on in a man's life that are causing this issue. You could have high cholesterol, you could have high blood pressure, but the thing is, we need to go see a doctor and talk to a doctor about this. But men, we are so bad about going to a doctor. So what are you going to do? You feel uncomfortable, you don't want to go talk to somebody about this. Guys, that's why I'm proud to bring you Roman, the paid sponsor of today's video. What I love about Roman is it's a one-stop shop where licensed U.S. physicians can diagnose ED and ship medication right to your door. With Roman, there are no waiting rooms, no awkward face-to-face conversations, or uncomfortable trips to the pharmacy. You can handle everything discreetly online. Step 1, fill out a brief medical onboarding. Step 2, chat with a licensed U.S. physician. And step 3, get FDA-approved ED meds delivered to your door in discreet, unmarked packaging. Guys, the link is in the description. GetRoman.com/RMRS. Again, gentlemen, that's GetRoman.com/RMRS. And when you use the link in the description, you get your first month of care absolutely free. And if you stick around to the end of this video, I'm going to talk about a story, an embarrassing doctor story. And again, this just reinforces why I absolutely love what Roman is doing here. Next up in the perfect morning, I've now got time for my kids. So they've woken up, they're going around the house, and I try to tell my kids I love them and I try to kiss them every morning. And that just makes the day feel so great. We don't get to spend too much time. They're off busy doing their own things. They're playing, they're running around. We homeschool, so they're around quite a bit. But I go through, and the way I show love to my kids is I start to make breakfast. So that's on me, and I make a good breakfast. I try to get us all around the table. Doesn't always happen, but in the perfect morning, yes, we're all around there. We're eating some great food, and I'm asking them how they're going to spend their day, letting them know that I care about them. And in the perfect morning, I spend time with Eve Star. She's our puppy. She's just turned a year old. She just has those cute eyes, but you gotta love having a dog. Next up in the perfect morning routine, I shower, I shave, and I get ready for the day. Now, when it comes to showering, there is a correct way to take a shower. I've got you covered. Go check out this video right here, guys, on how to properly take a shower. And when it comes to shaving, you want to pay attention to your shaving routine. Have a routine. Have a step-by-step process that you go through. And if you want to learn how to shave properly, I've got a video for you right here on how to shave properly. And then when I'm getting dressed, I oftentimes use a valet. This is basically where I've got my clothing laid out and I simply know I've done it the night before, so I know exactly what I'm going to wear that day. I also have a uniform that I wear. Pretty much I'm oftentimes wearing the same thing again and again because it sends the message I want to send, and it's a controlled look that I can come in here and I can change up a bit and I can look good for when I need to film a video like this. So now I've got my commute. I'm not going to run into any traffic because I live about 3/4 of a mile from my office. Now, when I walk in, my computer's oftentimes on and I simply sit down and then look at my calendar. So I've got my personal time scheduled. I've got my business time scheduled. I've even got things that I want to accomplish a year from now scheduled. I'm very detailed. The reason being is if I spend the time planning and being detailed up front, I find that it's a lot easier to execute on things when the time for them pops up. So for the perfect morning, when I'm through with my calendar, I create from scratch a priority matrix. Every single day, I'm laying out and I'm identifying what's important and what is not. The vast majority of things that are hitting us on a daily basis are noise. There are only a few things in your business, at work, in your life that are going to make a huge difference. Try to focus in on those things. Now, next up in the perfect morning, I am now checking my email and I am checking notifications on my phone. And both of these are deadly sins that if you start your day off, notice, I'm already pretty far into my day. I'm at my office because I get a lot of notifications from important people that want to contact me. I get a lot of important emails. And if I let that hijack my morning, it can ruin your entire morning. So it's at this point that I'm looking at those problems and I'm now coming in to deal with them. Next up in my perfect morning, I'm having my daily huddle. So I bring in my managers, I bring in my team. Twice a week, I have an entire team meeting. All hands on deck, we're on Zoom and we simply talk and we go over important issues. But with my managers, I meet them pretty much every single workday. We can identify what we need to get done and we simply talk with each other and hash through issues. So at this point, it's now late morning. I've gotten a number of things knocked through with my team, with my company, and then I go through my phone and I start calling people. I go over and I look, I haven't called my friend Rob for a while. Haven't called my friend Chris. Let them know I'm thinking about them, that I care about them. Speaking of which, my wife is calling in here. But the thing is I try to build these relationships. It's so important that you make a daily habit of building true relationships. All right, so that's my perfect morning routine. What'd you think? Let me know down in the comments. And I know you guys want to hear my embarrassing story going to the doctor. So here it is. I live in a small town. And I see just a local nurse practitioner. And I go in the other day and I'm asking, yes, for a prostate exam. A buddy of mine died from prostate cancer. I'm like, I need to get checked out. I thought, I'm like past the age of 40, I should get checked out. And the nurse practitioner, I don't know her, but she brought in someone she was training who happened to be the wife of a friend of mine. And I'm just like, you got to be kidding me. And so, of course, she said, well, I don't think we need to go through with this. And I felt we need to. But you know what? I changed my opinion because I'm embarrassed. I don't want to the point is if you live in a small town, if it's an issue that's important, and that's an important thing that you need to get done, you need to take care of your body and medical issues, medical things, this can be embarrassing. So guys, I absolutely love what Roman is doing because they're making it easier for us as men to take care of our bodies and live the life that you want to live. Again, gentlemen, I'm linking to them down in the description. That's going to be getroman.com/RMRS, and you're going to receive your first month of care absolutely free. All right, gents, that's it. Take care. I'll see you in the next video.